How's it going? So I am live again. You know, I was really disappointed yesterday. I will not lie. For those of you who didn't see the past 2 days, over the weekend, I tried fixing a vintage Sony cassette deck, and we did not succeed. I thought I could just replace the belt and it would be fine. And replacing the belt took me a long time because I couldn't figure out how to do it. And then eventually we found the right resources. And we did so successfully. And then I was able to turn it on, which I was also very grateful for, because I was like, there's always a risk that when you open something up and you disconnect everything, that it won't be like, you maybe you damaged something, maybe you connected something wrong. There's always a risk that you just like completely mess it up. Fortunately, that was not the case. However, it still didn't work. When you put a cassette in it, it would still give the error message. So very disappointing, very sad about that. So we cut the stream a little bit short. I don't know if you can say that because there's no predetermined length. And it was only 2 hours, which is the same as it is like today. But still, I was sad. I was sad about it. But no worries. We will try again eventually. And I tried Googling a little bit on my own. Haven't really succeeded well in finding any alternate solutions. But we'll keep an eye on it, and we will revisit it, if only for a brief update next Friday. For now, we're starting the week with our cross stitch, and so, like I said, I have bought a stand, which you can see here. This is just a $25 stand from Amazon. It's quite interesting. I have not tried it yet. Do not mind this. It looks really bad, but I made a little bit of a mess because I took off the old belts and they were rubber, but because it's really old, it's very sticky and it's basically dissolving, and so it just ended up making a little bit of a mess. No worries. But the stand, I have not used it yet because I haven't really been feeling like cross-stitching. I did a couple, honestly, I feel like I didn't do much this entire weekend. We took a long time. It was probably, I actually don't think it was even that long. I think it was like maybe a 4-hour stream on Friday. On Thursday, you guys didn't see me. I know. It was heartbreak all around. But Friday must have been like 4 hours, and then Saturday was only 2 hours. So I don't know what I did. Oh, you know what I did? I played Minecraft with my siblings, but that was really fun. So, totally worth it. Oh, what I will do is I will pull up the pattern so that you guys have a point of reference. If I restore, yeah. So let me bring it back up for you guys. So this is what we were working on last week. This is where we left off on Wednesday. I believe, yeah, right here. Doing these, the ones that are like yellow squares and they're triangles pointing downward. That's where we last left off. So I will go ahead, should I just here? We'll put you here. And, okay, yeah, that works out. Okay. So I am excited to keep working on it. I think we've made excellent progress. We made so much progress in just starting the stream since I started streaming this, so that's very exciting. And this page is really coming together along nicely. Like I said, I do feel, God, I can't look at it without getting some, like, feeling some amount of regret, but it is what it is. But I am clearly, this is like way too tight here. But it is what it is. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. And for now, we will resume working on okay. So now I get to have the great joy of joining this. Okay, it looks like we ended up, can you guys, I don't know how it chooses when to show you my mouse and when not, but we ended right where those two Z's are. Yeah, that seems about right. I do think I actually am missing one. Oh no, it's there. 'Cause that's here, here. And then... Oh, I think I have a wrong stitch. But I also think I'm not gonna bother with it. Wait, no, I'm like so further up than I think I am. Oh, I hate... God, I hate being confused on where I am in this, in the freaking map. Okay. Because this is the edge. And so... we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows down. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, yeah, this is wrong here. This is definitely wrong. There's something wrong here. Because there's supposed to be 2 spaces between these stitches. It looks so bad, but bear with me. Brief second. Actually, it looks so bad you can't even tell. Okay, so maybe not with this. To be fair, guys, I have a... not an old phone, but it is a fold. And those just came with bad cameras. Oh, then I guess we resort to... No, you know what? Forget about it. The point is it's wrong. And now I need to figure out where I went wrong. So that's 3, and then 1, 1, 1. That's fine. And then that's all the way across. That's good. And then it's 3, and then it's 1. Yes. And then that's 5 across. That's fine. And then, okay, so it's just that single last stitch. How unlucky. I don't know what to do about it, because it's, what if I leave it there? What if I leave it there and I just cover with the other color? Does anyone have any strong opposition to that? Because I've done that a couple times already. I'm not sure where. I don't remember. But I have done it. Which I think, I mean, if it doesn't immediately stand out to me, and it's so big, it's gonna be non-existent. Let's just keep going. I think. I think we'll be fine. I'll probably move my light source at some point. Maybe we move it to the other side of the desk. Oh, okay. Okay, so now we need to find a new rhythm. So we're basically one hand, I think, can stay back here. And the other one pulls out and stabs. Yeah, I'm like blocking. You can see the shadow there because the light is coming from this side. So it's not the most ideal situation. Okay, so that was where the stitch was supposed to go. But now we can keep going. We'll be a little bit slow with this new process of pulling and pushing the needles from with one hand and the other. So bear with me. But then we'll get the hang of it. So that is 5 stitches. It's 4 and 5. Skip 2 and it's 1. Should I get you guys a little bit closer? You know what I want to see? If there's any news worth checking out. Let's see really quickly. Oh, you know what? I actually haven't seen the new Spider-Man trailer yet. Why is TMZ covering news? Respectfully. I've just grown up listening to them just like, or hearing about them just harassing celebrities. Who do they think they are? Who's Corey Richins? It's just too late. I can't be bothered with it right now. I will... Okay, sorry, I am just not liking what I'm seeing offered to me, so, like, recommended to me, so we're just gonna keep listening to copyright-free music and cross-stitching. Alright, so we go back down. You can see here, I was gonna start a new stitch and then I realized it was in the wrong place. So I just kind of had to try my best to cut it out. We're already starting to get the hang of it though. So it is exactly the same amount, but we don't go any further than that. Stick with the 5. And then, nope, no, that's a lie. No, we're good. Because this is, no. I am not paying attention to the right line. This is 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay, no, we still go one more. Yeah. Okay, those lines are there for a reason, Vanessa. You're supposed to pay attention. Okay. And now we start from the same column. And get that in. It'll be one more. As in, one more than the row before it. I'm pretty excited because I ordered, well, it was a pre-order, which is unfortunate, but still. Some new vinyls, some DJL vinyls, so that's pretty, or Joe is what they're actually supposed to be, how you actually pronounce it. Okay, I want to switch over hands because I'm getting tired. Oh, it's just not as... I don't have as good coordination. It's okay, it can be practice. Yeah, I think we get you guys a little bit closer first. You can see. Well, it is what it is. It's not too bad, right? So you guys see my phone a little bit. So what? I'll probably upgrade phones at some point. Probably this summer, because this summer we have overtime, so I'll be able to do it then. Oh yeah, but I got the new so big fan of Joe, as you guys might know if you've seen some of the other or some of the streams from last week, and where we were playing their music, and so I've been wanting to order some of their music, but I just haven't ordered music at all because because I spent too much money during Christmas time. That's a real reason. There was just a lot of good deals and I couldn't help myself. So, but they got some new vinyls and some like new editions that are like really pretty of their albums 2020 and Decide, and I wanted them. So I would also like the Crux, but what can you do? I'll get them eventually all. You know? Oh shit, I'm not paying attention. 2, 5, 3, 2. Okay, that was... Me emocioné. I went too far. Okay, and 2, 5. So... Go back in there. You skip 2. You skip 2, and you come back out. I don't know why, but I just randomly remembered that episode of New Girl where Taylor Swift guest appears. No? It's so random. New Girl is another show that I need to buy. Another thing I'd love to do at some point is follow all of those tutorials that show you how to like set up your own streaming services. Sorry, what I mean by that, like your own digital library. But then there's like an interface that you can get somehow by hosting it somewhere. So, I don't know, something like that. And so that way it is kind of like a streaming service, just because of the interface. But of course, you own everything. It is also, you know, just made by you. Like you're the one uploading all of the content. So it's of course costly, but at least you own everything forever. And it's not that costly. A couple hundred maybe. But that's just the initial setup. After everything is set up, I'm sure, like after you buy all of the equipment, it can't be too much more. and that's just, like, things like that are especially useful for people like me who just constantly rewatch the same things anyway. Oh, last night I did watch a new movie, a new as in for me, not for the rest of the world. It's been out for a while now, but I just finally gave in. I typically don't watch. I feel like I don't watch that many more movies anymore. I used to be a big fan of movies, but they just don't. They just don't do it for me. It's likely because I'm depressed or whatever. 3, 5. Now we're doing this 5 with nothing else. But I watched The Adam Project on Netflix. That has Walker Scobell, the actor who plays Percy Jackson. And I remember, I believe my sister had told me that, like, oh, he's good, he's in that movie, whatever, and I'm like, that's great, but that doesn't mean anything to me because I haven't watched it, because I just didn't care to. But now I see exactly what they meant, and they were so right. I mean, of course I know this to be true already because I am up to date with Percy Jackson, but with the series. Not the books, because who cares at this point? Well, I am and I'm not. I am with the books that are out of Percy specifically, but I don't keep up with any of the other characters and stuff because they're just much too juvenile. And not in a bad way. They are for who they are, but they're just not for 27-year-olds. And so I only keep reading the new Percy Jackson books because I love Percy. That's why I have a cat named after him. Well, I'm surprised hasn't bothered me since I'm saying his name so much. But that's how much I love the character. I named my firstborn after him. And it's not bad. It's not bad. They lack a little bit for me. It feels still like too youthful. And that's because they don't want to say juvenile again, because it sounds like a bad term. Like a negative thing. But despite Percy being 16, 17 years old, he still feels like a little kid the way that he's being written, and I don't know if it's because he like really wants to stay like kid friendly or not, or if it's just because he like that's just how he writes for children, and it's ingrained in him as a teacher. But it's really tough. Okay, I almost thought I made another mistake, but we're good. It wasn't a big mistake, I just would have missed a stitch. But I wanted to try to give the TV series a chance when they came out, because it's still fun, and it's still a story I enjoyed as a teenager. So yeah, it's harder for me to do it with my left hand. And I've greatly enjoyed it. I was excited when season 2 came out. Yeah, and God, they're aging so quickly though, it's a problem. But what can you do? And Annabeth, the whole cast, they do such a good job. Both Annabeth and Grover's actors, they also do an excellent job. So, big fan of it. And I think one of the best parts is that they very clearly, at least I know this about Walker, is that they're big fans of the stories, and you just gotta respect that. You gotta. The musical was also really fun, if anyone ever saw that. I'm so sad because they have 2 versions of the musical. they're mostly the same, but early on when they did it for the first time, they had well, they still have it, but it was different. um Tree on a Hill, something like Tree on the Hill. It was the song about where Grover sings about Talia, and they had such a pretty version of it, and they changed it when they like rebooted the musical, and I'm so sad about it. It's nice that we got a soundtrack recording of it now, though, I will say. But I wish I could find, not that I've tried very hard to look for it, but I wish I could find that other version, because I just remember it hitting really nicely, and I know that it's different. But a big fan of the musical. Okay, I think it should be fine. And like, not to compare, but a book series that I see they're trying so hard, and I really appreciate it because it deserves it. And it really does make me feel good that it's that a lot of effort, if not money, a lot of effort is being put into it. Um, is Fablehaven by Brandon Mull, and so this is a book series that I read for the first time. Honestly, I think I even read this before I read Percy Jackson. Because Percy, I eventually read it when I was already living in Mexico. But Fablehaven, I read the summer I lived here in Houston before I moved to Mexico. And that was just fate gracing me with the absolute joy, I tell you, that is the Fablehaven series and Dragon Watch, consequently. And I was just... Don't you ever just feel lucky that you found the stories that you love? Like, as early as you did. Like, I just feel like, I guess the stories that we consume when we're children and when we're young, these are the ones that stay with us forever. And like, the really good ones, you just can't help but be so grateful that you got them. And so Fablehaven is a book series that I've reread a couple of different times. God, it's so funny. I remember I first read it when I found it in the library, just randomly by luck. We used to go to the library a lot because it was summertime. We didn't have anything else to do. And so what you would do in the library, you just go along, you look at the covers, you look at the title, see if anything catches your eye, if anything sparks your interest, and then if it does, and you pick it up and you read the summary of the book. God, it's not called a summary. What is it called? Well, whatever it is, you read it, and then you make the decision, like, based on that, will this be a good book? And now, let me check the dates. I don't know. I wonder if, when did Fablehaven Keys to the Demon Prison? I always look for a different book. Out. 2010. So when I first read it, the last book hadn't come out yet. What about Fablehaven book 4? September. Maybe even the 4th book hadn't come out. Isn't it crazy that this is so long ago? It feels crazy to me. I'm almost 30. I keep saying that I'm gonna turn 28, and I've been saying it for like 2 years already, so. Um, but it really is so good. I totally recommend it to everyone. It's such a great series. It is such fun. But one of the things, and not to compare, but also to compare, that Fablehaven does better than Percy Jackson is that it is cool. It's similar to Pixar in that it will write something that is for children or safe for children, but it won't be so childish or so juvenile that like an adult can't enjoy it. And so the first ones do feel a little bit more childish, but not in a bad way. Again, this is not a bad thing necessarily. It'll just inform your choice. Like this isn't to its detriment, except in the case of the second series of Percy Jackson. And by the second series of Percy Jackson, I literally mean the second series of Percy Jackson, not Heroes of Olympus. But so when Fablehaven first comes out, we're gonna have just enough thread to finish this, so it's very satisfying. I read up until, I can't remember if it was the 4th or just the 3rd book. I really can't. I do remember, no, it must have been the 4th book because, I did. Because I remember that scene that happens in the Dragon Sanctuary. Probably. I'm not sure. But I don't want to spoil anything just in case no one has read it. Because you really should. But I guess I did. I was maybe too young to like understand how like series worked and how like publication dates and things like that. Okay, this is done. Let me check really quickly, see if we have any confetti further down that we can get to really quick. It's looking like a no. Okay, so I'm just gonna sew this one in. And how do I do that with the stand? I guess I have to take it off? Or should I just like move it? Oh, here. I guess I can just unscrew it? No, that feels like too much. I like where it's at right now. So we won't do that. Let's instead... Maybe I should have taken it off. Can I twist it? I think I just have to undo it. I know. Damn it. It got pulled out. Okay, nice. Such a good job. Okay. Let me just finish this in. Okay. And we will keep working with that same color thread. And just screwing it back on. Making sure it's nice and tight. Yeah, so the last book hadn't come out yet. And like I said, I don't think as a child I understood how, no one explained to me. I don't know what to tell you. I just didn't know. how books worked, how series specifically worked, and I guess I just didn't pay enough attention, because if I think about it, like my sisters they're millennials, so they grew up with Harry Potter being published and with that whole craze. And then very quickly after, it was no. I mean, I guess I really just didn't think about it because we moved. I mean, I moved to a different country, so that's fair. It just never crossed my mind. But because I remember, now that I think about it, being excited for because I read Twilight when I think maybe we were like on Eclipse. Maybe before then. And but I remember being in 5th grade when Breaking Dawn came out, because my teacher had a teacher's assistant and she bought the 4th book. Why didn't no one buy it for me? Because my parents hate me, okay? I mean, how much could it have been? It was like, what, $10? That's how much it would be right now. So I can't imagine it'd be too different. Maybe cheaper. So I had to borrow it. And, because if your parents don't support your reading habits, then they just don't support you at all. Okay, I almost just scrolled just completely away. Okay, so this was like the biggest piece. Now we just have a bunch of confetti, which is good because I should be able to finish all of it with the thread I have right now. I think so. Hopefully. Although I will have to cut and reattach, or maybe not actually. We have a good amount. You can see there. So we attach up here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the 6th one. So this is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it's here, that means that is, I can't see. Here, let's just use this to count. Oh shit, you guys can't see. We're working further up now. There. Should I angle it up again? It was like a little bit more flat, so that it doesn't look like this, and instead it looks more like this. But oh, sorry. To what I was doing. That's so these are the arrows pointing. But yeah, does anyone else struggle with that? And then so it's 1, 2, and then it's the arrow. So it should be just 2 spaces. So it's 1, 2, and then there you go. So that is the right spot. You can go ahead and attach it. But yeah, I had to borrow Breaking Dawn from my 5th grade teacher's assistant after like her daughter was done with it or something like that. She didn't take long though, and I really appreciated it. God, and I remember so viscerally walking down my elementary school. That's just so funny because I was out here reading vampire romance books. But what can you do? Hey, it started my love for reading. And it made me who I am today. No regrets. And it's still one of my comfort reads. But in my elementary school, the class, no, most of the buildings were like higher up, and then there would be like this giant like ramp downward, and then that would lead to the rest of the grounds, and then it would just be like mostly like the playground, and then like further ahead just more playground, but like just empty concrete, and then after that the big field. And so I remember, I don't know why I was going down there. I guess the teacher's assistant was down there or something. But God, you know what? I hope my teacher's assistant is doing so good. I hope life has treated her so well because I really just do. I love those books and I love those still. So anyways, and I remember finishing Breaking Dawn while I was walking down that ramp and closing it, and that was the first series I ever read. Like the first novel series of novels. Which, as a 5th grader, I was probably ahead of like half of Americans. It's not funny, it's sad. Because it's kind of true. Skip one. But then I moved to Mexico. And I am no longer able to get anything from my teacher's assistant nor from the library, because the first books I read them because my sister, my older sister, checked them out from her middle school library for me. So Fablehaven. So we move, and at this point, I had only read up to whatever the series was at, which would have been the 4th book, maybe. And I just didn't think about it again because, like I said, I had moved to a different country. I was suffering through life. And then eventually, my stepdad lets me use his Android phone, and I don't know. I have no idea how this happened. But because I'm Gen Z, I think I stumbled upon, maybe my sister told me about this. I have no idea. But I discovered that I could just read in a totally legal way the PDFs of all of the books I've known so far and loved. And so at this point, this is when I reread Fablehaven, and then maybe at this point I discovered Goodreads. Maybe not. This is still pretty early on. Because this must have been like 2011. I was 6, and then 7th grade, and then 8th grade. 9, 10, 11, 12? Maybe 2012? And that feels too early for me to have discovered Goodreads. But maybe not. Who knows? And I realized that there is a 5th and final book to Fablehaven. So it took me years to finish it. For no other reason than because I lacked the country. And just everything else along with it. And so, God, I just remember it blew my little mind when I discovered there was an ending to the series. Because I hadn't thought about it. And then I discovered, like, there's a book, and then it's the finale, the grand finale. And it was so good. I had such a blast. It was such a good time. And it just became just, like, one of my favorite book series. And so we fast forward to today. Once again, I read books. I do a lot of audiobooks. I wear headphones at work. I work in a warehouse, and so I have a lot of time to kill, audio-wise. So I do a lot of YouTube, a lot of podcasts, and like every week I'll listen to Smosh Pit. I think that's what the channel. Like the Smosh Reddit stories. They're really popular. Yeah, I'll do those. Oh, I almost got the wrong one. I think we're good there. And then we skip one, and then it's 2. I don't think this is a very satisfying angle. Let me move down here. And so you do skip one, and then it's 3. So I reread Fablehaven, and I was already here in the States back again when Dragon Watch started coming out, but I don't know why I just didn't enjoy it too much the first time around. I think it was probably just, you know, life has just been hard. And so it just, I didn't have the peace of mind to be able to enjoy such whimsical books. But this time around that I was buying them and stuff, I just wasn't really reading them. But then it was this time around that I really, I gave it another shot after rereading Fablehaven at work. And so I like went right out into Dragon Watch, and such fun. Great stories. It's a great second series. I mean, it only finished a couple years ago. Can't have been that long ago. Alexa, when did the last book of Dragon Watch publish?
The last book in the Dragon Watch series, Return of the Dragon Slayers, was published on October 26, 2021.
Okay, thanks. 5 years ago. That's a long time ago.
You're welcome. Happy reading.
But it doesn't feel like that long ago. Anyways, we're making a movie now. And so that's really something to look forward to. A little bit, because unfortunately it doesn't look like there's any big production company behind it, which is good, of course, because it means that there's a lot of flexibility and in creativity, in as in like they won't take creative liberties, you know, to try to Hollywood ish it. And the author is working like very closely with them. He's constantly in their marketing content, and he's clearly also like trying his best. So, and they're just constantly trying, like you see all of the posts where they're trying hard to, you know, like make to make noise around it, to get people support behind it. And let me just tell you, it is so warranted. It's such fun. It is so whimsical. Whimsical is such a good word for it. We have one up here. Oh, and 2 here. Let me check if it's C2. Is it C or is it C? Does anyone know? No? Okay, me either. Let's check the diagram. Okay, so it's C, which means above it will be C1. So it's here. So it's the... Is it those? Does that make sense? Well... It just doesn't look like it goes together. Well, anyways, it didn't look like there's any more. It looks like all of these are like the ones in the C1, or they're just all of the play button looking thing. So we'll go ahead and go into these here. Oh, you can see my mouse. So I'll go ahead and start at the top because there's a lot more down underneath. So if I can find the needle, I will not be unattaching it because that's too much work. I think I should be good with just carrying it over. Trying to see. Okay, so I think it should be right here. Yeah? Yeah. And since these are very similar to like confetti stitches, they're not quite because there's a couple together, but these at the very least, we will just complete the entire stitch. I'm afraid to say some of this I've just made up on my own. I've decided this just on vibes alone. I don't know if this is the way you're supposed to do it. Which is a problem. Don't do that, guys. Trust resources. The resources available to you. The expertise, if you will. Yeah, but one of the best parts about finding such great stories is my boyfriend isn't much of a reader. He not a big fan of like physically reading books, but he, like any normal person, loves a good story, and so he is a big fan of audiobooks. So that has been absolutely great. When we first started dating, I read one of my favorite books to him, which is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Which also just the luck that I found that book, or that book found me, so I might say, because Rainbow Rowell is one of my favorite authors ever. She's such a magnificent writer. I think I'm in an awkward phase right now. In our relationship, because she is she's writing for adults, and though I am old-ish, I'm not like a middle-aged woman, you know, with kids and stuff, and I never will be because I don't plan on having kids. So there are some things that are a little bit unrelatable to me, too unrelatable to me. And so I read her. I mostly read. I didn't finish it, but I read most of it. I was probably like 70% across through it, which was Slow Dance, and it wasn't resonating with me because the perspective, I can't. We're just too incompatible. And that, you know, that's totally fine. It happens. So it's just such a shame, but I'm sure it happens. And I'm just wondering what's so different about it. I think maybe this one was just a little heavy on the, I don't know, maybe it just didn't reach me in the right time. Because I've read her other books that are centered around adult characters. Like Landline, they're adults. Or maybe they're like young adults. And, well, I guess half the time they're like teenagers. So, it doesn't count. But, what's the other one that I'm thinking of? landline, and attachments, but attachments is a kind of a funky format because half of the story you're getting through emails, but that's a really good one. If you want a fun, quick read, Rainbow Rowell is your girl, 1000%. Oh, my phone has low battery, guys. Let's hope it doesn't die. Anytime soon. What time is it? It's only 12:30. You need to hold on another hour, bud. You got this. But Landline is a fun, like, Christmassy one, if you want that. Rainbow Rowell is most known for her novel Eleanor and Park, which was such a great book. God, that one's just so brutal. It's beautiful, but it's very brutal. But all of her books, to some extent, are in that way. They're so... The character is always just so raw. And so Fangirl, I was lucky enough to find because I was told of the existence of Tumblr by bare chance, because remember, at this point I'm still in Mexico. Okay, so, and not even in a city. So I don't know what the youth is up to. I don't know what what the popular thing, where the popular place to be social media wise is. But I had an old childhood friend that I messaged a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, do you have a Tumblr?" And I was like, "I don't know what that is." And he laughed at me, naturally. And he was like, "Lol, that's what it's called." I think that those were verbatim his words. And that was the biggest gift he could have ever given me, because that is where I found my people. And so much of who I am today was made possible because of that single interaction. Like Doctor Who, Supernatural, Sherlock, Book Talk probably also, even probably ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, like the best things that I've like enjoyed and that are still part of me to some degree. That's how I came to be. Okay, I'm lost. Give me a sec. Okay, and I'm back. No, Percy. And so so from Tumblr, I learned the term fangirl. And I'm like, oh, look at that. They have a name for us. Because I was always one, okay? At this point, I had already had a massive crush. Does that count? Are those qualifications? On fictional characters. Like, I had already felt best, like, most at home and safest in fictional worlds. I had, when the brief time that I had access to a computer and internet, I started a Twilight blog, because of course I did. I had already written fan fiction before I even learned what it was. And I will never go into any detail about that. Hold on, just making sure I'm not missing any stitches. And so like, genuinely, when I say, oh, they have a name for us, I literally meant it. And so I was looking it up, and I don't know why. I was looking up the term fangirl. I guess, yeah, I don't know what I was looking for, what I was hoping to find here. Percy? No, vámonos. Get down. Ándale. Ándale. Gotta make sure he stays down. I don't remember what I was looking for, but an excerpt, not an excerpt, a teaser. The first couple chapters of Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell showed up, and it's called Fangirl, so of course I'm gonna read it. And I read it, and it hits me like a brick. And I was so excited. So I immediately went to look forward, to find the actual book, like the entire book, and I read it. I absolutely adore it, and then I proceed to read like every book ever written by Rainbow Rowell, and at that point, it wasn't that many. It still isn't that many, but my God, it's so good. Look at this. Kisses. Percy, what are you doing? What are you doing, bud? Oh, you want some pets? You can get some pets. No, you're so right. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello. You guys caught us in a... Okay, Percy. No, not the way. Espérate. Hey, look. More pets. This is Percy. He's not allowed on the desk, so we're making sure to give him some pets so he doesn't feel too bad. Hello. We're here. We're just taking a quick break. So that Percy gets appreciated, and then we will resume. I'm sure he appreciates it. I was. He's on top of the chair, so you can see. No, do not try to go up there again. Okay, and we will resume our regularly scheduled content. Okay. That was a nice break, right, Percy? Yeah, Bubba. Go back to your naps. Okay. Where did my needle go? Great, now I have just a bunch of cat hairs on my fingers, and they're just gonna end up all over the project. Okay, I think we're mostly clean. Let me see where we left off. Thank you guys for joining. We're just cross-stitching while I yap a lot. But is that not the point of streaming? Okay. Oh, I think I finished this section. And now we move down here. Okay, down here. How much more do I have? Okay, I'm gonna try to get these. No, Percy? Okay, I'm gonna get these ones up here, and then I'll be able to move down. guys can mostly see. Let me move it. There. So we're doing the ones with the arrows pointing down. Just for reference. But yeah, Rainbow Rowell, one of my favorite authors. Highly recommend. And she has a new book coming out called Cherry Baby, I want to say, in April. So, you know, we'll see. I'm definitely going to give it a chance. I'm a little nervous because I think it's another one that has, like, adult characters. But I'm still always happy to give it a shot. And I'll probably revisit them along the years, because just because I don't like them now doesn't mean there are one, bad books, or two, that I'll never like them. I think, you know, sometimes books just arrive at the wrong time. Like Dragon Watch. Oh, there's a cat here. Okay, there you go. And for reference, for future reference, I do multi-stream, so if you see me talking to someone, and you don't see them in chat, they might just be in a different chat. Just so you don't think I'm completely out of my mind. I think, no, I will have to cut off more thread because there's some confetti stitches I need to get to. So, I'll try to cover as much as I can. No, Percy, buddy. Come on, vámonos. Vámonos. Ándale. No, that's not an option. Come on. Yeah, see, he got too comfortable. You pet the guy once and he's already on top of the desk already. He's back on the chair, not that you guys can see him. Last two stitches. Yes, last two stitches. Oh no, my phone died. I could hear it in my headphones. So we will give it a second, and I should be fine actually. We'll just give it a second to recharge, and then I'll be able to resume that point of view. Oh, we'll take a quick break. Stretch. Oh, because I've been here for not that long, actually. We've been here for only an hour. Are you kidding me? That's nothing. Percy? Oh, no te creas, that's fine. God, he jumped at the top of the bookcase last time. And that is a very dangerous thing. I have heavy stuff up there, including an old Roomba that doesn't work anymore because I lost a piece for it and I never found it. I was supposed to replace it, but I haven't, so I just thought I would buy a replacement. Like, entire replacement Roomba, but I also haven't done that, but I will at some point. Not that we have much floor space anyways, but they're heavy, and it's, like, at the very top. And I was, like, but I was playing Minecraft with my siblings at the same time. And I didn't want to get left behind, so I just hoped for the best. Fortunately, nothing happened. He did not completely cause it to fall, and was able to just jump off without causing any problems. But now I know he will try to jump up there despite there being no space for him. So you gotta be careful with these cats. Okay, just turning on my phone again. I don't want to proceed with the project without records of it to prove that I in fact did this by hand, stitch by stitch. I think, I was gonna say probably by the end of the week I'm able to finish this page, but that is so not true. Maybe next week. There's just so much empty space, and there's probably gonna be so much confetti in this. I don't have to make it up. You guys we can look at this. There are, I mean, there's some big spaces left, like some of this green in the corner. Oye, no, Percy, me estás agarrando distraída y eso no se vale. Vámonos, come on. Córrele. Ándale. He's not allowed up here. He bites everything, especially the thread, and then he eats the loose thread, which is a very big problem. And then he'll like lay underneath the project, and so I'll like be in danger of potentially, you know, hurting him with the embroidery needle. So just know, there are reasons. So this is what I'll show you guys what the end piece is gonna look like. Very briefly again. That's what we're working towards. And so right now we are in the, oh, right here. We're like in the middle, top, in the lower top middle. And right here you can recognize like the whale is like the biggest thing. And some of these towers, or tower roofs, I suppose. Yeah, it's looking really good. So exciting. And before you know it, we'll be here. But before you know it, I mean in like a year. Probably. Hopefully there's bigger pieces. I mean, bigger areas. Of course, like, not counting the border. But the border will be a lot. God, I think these areas here are gonna be the most annoying because it's like white on white, but this is still technically different than this, so that's not gonna be fun at all, having to see what goes where. But at least it's like just giant areas, so we'll just have to mark it somehow. Oh, but this isn't too bad. This one, a little bit bad, but some shading going on. It has 50 colors total, by the way. Just so you guys know. But not too bad. We got it. Okay, so we are down in 14. This is what we're currently working on. As you can see. Oh, sorry, my phone is starting. Figure out how to connect it. Oh. Okay. And we should be back up. Oh, so silly. And we are up here. Yeah, so is that right? No, I think I'm one off. That's one, that's one. Yeah, no, I'm one off. Well, that I checked. Okay, there. It is these last two. And I'll try to see if there's any confetti I can reach. With the remaining thread, it's not a lot, but rather try than have to attach more sooner than I need to. Okay, ta-da, there it is. I love doing the shading because it looks so good. It adds such great dimension to it. Okay. Yeah, no, there's nothing. Okay, great. So I will have to sew it in and... Ugh. Okay, I don't want to. I'll do that later. Should I just get under the hood, or just do this? Let's just do this. Okay, so pardon me, don't mind me. Just gotta really quickly sew this in, and I'll be out. Not the cleanest job, but I'm good. I'd rather not be bothered. Okay. Okay, and I can tighten it up again. It's actually a little too low. Okay. And now, let's finish off. Okay, so I definitely have realized I need to finish off the colors because it gets a little bit harder to know that I still have some pieces around. So, for example, here I can see I have some, yeah, just in this lower left, some random ones. But, for example, I know I'm missing some, I don't know. I'm missing a color. I like more of what, like I'm missing the tail here of the whale. Despite just already pulling this color out and even the shading around it. And so it's just very unsatisfying. Although it is funny. You can see the outline of it. Okay, focusing. We're gonna look for any other ones I might have missed in this corner before we move down. Looking like a no. Looking like this is as close as we get right here. So we'll start with this one. Right here. You can kind of see my mouse there. And unfortunately, I will have to cut out more thread. And it will be arm length because I hope it'll reach across all the different sections. And then just like the extra, I can reattach, and it'll be easy to pull out for the next time I need it in another page or anything like that. So I first separate two, and then or just like one by one, but I do separate them individually as well. Okay. So, I have the pleasure of very easily being able to identify where I go in because it is right next to this block of pink here. It's gonna be right there in the second one. Okay, I did not tighten it enough. It is falling. Did the other one come out? Can't tell. No, I think it's still there. God, I hate this part. I can't see with this angle. Okay, but we're good. I will work on getting a different camera. I do have another one, but it's a DSLR, and I feel like that's gonna not be a good one for streaming, because it's a camera. Wait, what am I thinking? Mirror. Mirrorless is when it is like a digital-ish, or no? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? But then what's the other one? DSLR, I guess. Okay, we're working. And so it's just the singular stitch right here. And then we're gonna go down. I swear there's a cat hair. Yep, right there, something. It looked very thin, so maybe not a cat hair. That's good right there. Or at the very least, like, I don't know, just figure out a way to make it look better. Because it looks so grainy. But like I said, I have a Fold. I have the Samsung Fold 4. I got it like three and a half years ago. Let's call it there. Yeah. And now we go. It's so easy to place them because they're just right there. These are easy because they're completely different colors, but when it's a shading, let me tell you. Or when you're near a spot you have already put like the shading before, like in these tower parts, where there's technically 3 different colors, but try picking them out. I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, and we keep checking for more confetti. No go. God, I hope I have enough. I don't think I'm gonna have enough. Oh well, I guess I already cut it off, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so we move to the top of right here. See, damn it, this, okay, I do not like this section. It is so hard to distinguish what I am looking at. I think, okay, that's, we're right here, which means it's this block, which means it's right here. Oh, okay, the pink definitely helps. So the pink ones that you'll always see are the ones that are, it's this pink here. What's the only pink? Because I went to go buy the other one and it was out of stock. That was my other to-do from last week's streams. And it's not my fault. It's not my fault. We'll go right here. No, one more. Well, because this one is that other color, And so, yeah, it starts right here. What if we try to get really close? I know it's gonna be a little bit like, oh. That was a little bit. Yeah. I think that's better than just being able to see the entire thing. Okay. Admittedly, my hands will cover up most of it. So, you're welcome. It was definitely worth getting closer. Close up. It'd be better if it was like high contrast color. It would definitely help. And we go underneath. Okay, and then we go down. So I have some to the right and I have some to the left. In what direction shall I move is the question. Because if I go down this way, over here, I need to go over here, and then here. I think we just go clockwise. Why not? And hope that I have enough thread for all of it, because I just want to be done with this already. This color, I mean. We'll see if I do much else. Cause it's I did start the stream a little bit late, so I like to always just stay later, like at work. You know, you get a little late, you stay a little late. But we'll see. No, o sea, we're obviously, because it's already 1. I don't know how much longer. Because I wanted to start a new color, but I guess this isn't bad. Not a bad place to end it for today's stream. Because then tomorrow, I'll be able to start a new color. And I'll probably start that green in the corner, because that looks like it'd be very satisfying to do. And, or before that, maybe we finish the tail. Also, would be nice to do. Okay. So there's that. And then I move down here. Yes, yes. So once again, we're gonna be right underneath the pink. So it is right there. A movie I keep putting off watching is K-pop Demon Hunters, and I don't know why I do that to myself, because I'm excited to see it. I know I'm gonna love it. I know it's kind of like not over, but like the hype is, you know. Of course I'll still enjoy it, but I don't know. I started rewatching Into the Spider-Verse. Ah, such a great movie. I didn't finish it because I was also crafting at the same time, and that movie is way too good. It deserves my full attention. So I paused it so that I can put it on the TV later on and finish watching it. And that's like half of my problem. that there are... I guess I should continue reading. Oh, you know what I have to keep? I have to finish Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, because I have had that audiobook playing for too long at this point. And it's like 2 weeks, which is much, much too long. Books should take you like 2 days. I just can't help myself and I put other things on. ¿Cuánto me faltará? I don't know how much is left of it. It can't be too much. It's like a couple hours left. Yeah. No, it's actually really only a couple hours left, because they're like about to go do the big heist. Let's call it that, because that's fun. And it's essentially what it is. No, it's not. It's more like a rescue mission. But it just feels a little too 2015, 2016. And that is a bit in a bad way. And it's not its fault. That's when it was published, more or less, I think. But I just don't have the appetite for it right now. Okay, that is here. No, I'm looking at the wrong color. Yes, I am. Okay. Making sure you guys are on... Oh yeah, you're fine there. Because it is no, it's not. Okay. Oh, okay. It's right underneath the pink. Right underneath the pink. So right here. I probably should start like from underneath, like bottom to top, but I can't help myself. My preferred method is this, from top to bottom. So it is what it is. I also want to do a reread of The Hunger Games because I need to read the new books. I don't want to because they're sad, but I want to because I know they're going to be good, and a good book will help you introspect. It will teach you something, maybe about yourself, maybe about the world, and I'm in desperate need of learning new things. And I haven't even watched the movies, which is kind of crazy. If I have to say what my biggest character flaw is, it's that I am not a fangirl anymore. And I'm not even joking. I am so jealous of younger me that could just love things so passionately without a second thought, with like zero hesitation or concern about anything. But she lived in simpler times. What does she know? Okay, once I finish this color, so not this section, but this color, we will be leaving it there. So just about a couple stitches left. You can see the little bit of darkness right there. That is an old stitch that It's not a stitch. It's where I tried attaching. No, I successfully attached it. That's why it's still there. But it was the wrong color. So I tried my best to remove it. But what can you do? And so it's just gonna stay there forever. I just hope you can't really see it. 2, 3. Should be here. Okay, I think those almost. I have one more stitch somewhere down here, so it's just that column. One somewhere over here. Oh, there's one more like down here, and then that one, and then that's it. I really, really hope I can make it with the thread I got, because I do not want to cut more and attach more and all the fun stuff. An annoying habit I have is always trying to find another project to start. And then starting it. It's so bad. 'Cause I was just thinking of Stranger Things, but that I actually did start. Okay, I don't think it technically counts as starting. I only like set myself up, you know? Like I set it up, it's there, just for when it's ready to be tackled. I'll show it to you guys at the end. But it's such a small thing, it like barely even counts. Admittedly, it'll probably take me a long time. Oh, you were running low on thread. I don't like that. But it's a small Christmas embroidery that I prepped on a hoop. Because actually the stand gave me, it came with 2 hoops of different sizes. And so I was like, great, now I can use this. And I have bought some fabric like a week or 2 ago at Walmart. That was really pretty, and it was like very shimmery. Because I was like, oh, this is gonna be perfect for any type of Christmas embroidery I want to do. Percy, Baba, you know you're not allowed on the desk. I don't know where you think you're going. I think I'm gonna have to attach it now, because I can only do a couple more stitches and I still have to come all the way down. Or I guess maybe we can finish it, and then that way... Well, I lose either way, honestly. But I'll just do a loop start with the rest of them. Okay, I mean, I gotta finish it, right? Now that I'm here. I hate doing this to myself. I should have just stopped like midway. Because it doesn't even look very clean either, so that's kind of annoying. Pero ahí voy. Percy. Buddy. Hey. ¿Qué haces? Just so you guys can see. What are you doing, bud? Vámonos. So sorry. Ándale. Come on. Keep going. Ándale. Okay. Just gotta finish this. Oh my god, I hate myself for just... Okay, no, we're not. I can't. That's so silly. I'm going back and I'm just gonna sew it in already because it is impossible. Try not to detach it from the thread. The thread from the needle rather. Okay. I'll do that once I am... Okay, so now I'm just gonna get one more. God, I hate that I have to do this. It's just such a waste. But what can I do? I'm just gonna get one more because we're gonna do a loop start, which is where you fold it in half. And then you put the little loop through your needle. And now we're gonna go into, because of the, I go from bottom left corner to top right corner. And we start in the, my God, why is it so hard to go through? God damn. Guys? Surely it's fine. Okay, there. I don't know what I did. Okay, we go through the top right corner and then we come back to the start and then, oh, almost. Casi me lo llevo todo. But then I go through the loop and then I pull and then I go right back into the top right corner and I pull and there. And now we complete that cross like normal. And so that's like the easiest one, but you have to have like a very long piece because ideally you cut it twice as long, right? So that it gives you a lot of thread to work with. Okay, so now that I'm done with this column, I can move over to that one stitch down here, the second one from that space right here. God, I hate that we're just attaching all of that just for... There is a thread there and I don't know why. I'll have to fix that later. But, oh, you know, we're getting stuck. Make sure it's untwisting. Go in and finish that stitch. The last stitches of the day, guys. Last stitches of the day, guys. Sorry, it's hard to speak and you can't hear yourself. And then last one. That's, I think that's you, yeah. And then it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and then to the left. Right here. Right. Oh, well, you wouldn't be able to see, would you? So we're in this part down here. And that's it, right? We did this one. It would really suck if I'm like finishing it up and I randomly find a missed stitch. But nope, that looks like we're good. Okay. So, last stitch of the night. And we are done. But there's so many other projects I'd love to do. And you know what? Maybe I will start them because I'm my own boss. You're not the boss of me. And so if I want to start a completely random project, you can't stop me. Someone probably should, but you cannot. So we're going through with it. And that'll be it for today. And that's the progress we have achieved. Last when we first started streaming this, I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, but I'm pretty sure we did this one together. And this pink, I know that. And then this cute little, you can't really see it, but it's a pretty little sage. And then so all of this green up top, we also did that together. Some random, okay, yeah, there's like some of the sage ones in here as well. And in here, right, I remember that. So today we did, I really need to fix that real quick. Where did I leave it? Oh no, it's still attached. No, it's not attached. I should have left it attached. Oh, here we go. I just gotta fix this one single thread. I guess I'll go in and then thread it. God, I wish I had my tools here, but I do not. Thread it through the needle, and then that way I can just very easily pull the needle. Am I getting it? Mostly. Oh, nice, yeah. Okay. And I can just pull it out. And boom, clean. Okay. So, let's get in there, guys. Good job. We did that together. And so that should be the last of that color. So I can go ahead and get the threads that are left and just wrap them around. And we can put this one away. And so very quickly. Look, it's just so pretty. I wanted to use it. Look. It's such a pretty fabric. And it shimmers so pretty. Not that you can see very well. Okay, maybe wrong camera? Okay, no, that's you're not gonna give me a second. Let me take this monstrosity out of the way. It's not a monstrosity, it's just really big. It's really tall, but I understand it's because you're like pulling yarn, so I mean thread, so you want to have space underneath that. But I'll move it to the side. We can put this away. Can we? I don't think so, actually. I think I might need this, so I'll put it to the side. But this, we can't put this away. So I can just go in there. And we'll end this camera now. So say goodbye to the overhead. I'll move it out of my way as well. And we will go to the big camera. I meant the good camera, not the big camera. My hair gets so crazy when it dries. Ow. So don't mind it. But God, it's just so pretty. I would have preferred the only thing, my only complaint, only thing I would have done different is if it was gold instead of a silver glitter, perfect. Perfect. But still, I get it. It's still cute. It's still cute. Don't get me wrong. But look, it's so pretty. It's a little hard to see, I'll admit. But I think you get the look. You see those sparkles? Cute. And so I went ahead and I did a transfer. And I'm excited. Because I love Christmas. and I wanted to do something with the new hoops that I got and with the new fabric that I got because it's just so stinking pretty. And so I'm excited. This is just a DMC pattern that I got from their website. It's free. You just have to make an account for it, but it's not a big deal because it's DMC. You know, you want it. At least I wanted it. So I did this completely on a whim and very much on an impulse, but I don't regret anything because I'm excited to get it, to start it at some point, and which will not be anytime soon. Probably, maybe. I'm not very good at embroidering, like the traditional sense. I feel like I'm not very good. It's because I like it, but at the same time, I lack a lot of patience for it. I think the problem was starting with crochet, because just nothing else is as satisfying as crochet. It works up super easy, like the technique is super easy, and then everything is pretty cheap. I was ruined. I was spoiled immediately. But what can you do? One day we will resume my crochet projects and we'll do a small show and tell of the things I've done because I can't help myself and because I can. So you can look forward to that or look forward to missing that. Look at him. He's a sad little bubba because he doesn't get pets. Get past that, Percy. Waiting for me to finish? He's such a sweet boy. Okay, guys. Okay, well, thank you so much for stopping by, for hanging out. I feel better than I did last stream because, well, you can't fail at cross-stitching. At least, not that I know of. I guess if you mess up so bad, no. I think I'd be willing to just, you know, bite the bullet, put my head down, and undo all the wrong stitches if I really had to. Which I'm slightly in danger of because I did the grid wrong, as far as I can see. Okay, I didn't do it wrong, but it's a little bit confusing. And so it'll be very, very easy to confuse myself once we move out from the first page. So there's certainly the potential for mistakes, but we'll keep an eye on it and try to address it at some point, maybe, hopefully. Pray on future Vanessa. But I definitely feel a lot better than I did last stream, so that's really good. And but that would be it for today. Tomorrow we stream again, 11 p.m. I mean 11 to 11:30 more or less p.m. Central Standard Time. But if I start at 11, then I'll finish at 1, and if I start at 11:30, then I'll finish at 1:30. So at least it works out, right? More or less, you still get me for 2 hours. So you can trust that at least. And that'll be from Sunday through Wednesday. I do this after work. No one's watching other than me, and I appreciate that, at least on Kick. I don't pay attention to who's watching or not because I assume no one's watching at all. But I appreciate it. I do multi-stream, guys, so once again, if you guys hear me respond to someone that you don't see in chat, it might just be in a different chat. But Sunday through Wednesday, I will be doing just like cross-stitching and a lot more chill crafts, like crocheting, maybe a paint by numbers, something along those lines. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, you will have me for a little bit longer because it is my weekend and most other people's weekends, I suppose. So Friday, you can catch a stream at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so last weekend, we tried repairing a vintage cassette deck, and we were unsuccessful. Okay, we did a good thing by replacing the belts. We were successful in that, but ultimately it did not work. So ultimately we were unsuccessful, and it was very disappointing. I'm sorry, I'm done. Chill, dude. You're good. The stream is ending, unfortunately, though. So, but I appreciate you stopping by. I will be streaming again tomorrow. and so everyone is welcome to stop by then. For now, I am ready to go to sleep. It is 1:30 a.m. for me, so it's a good time to call it. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow night. I almost said tomorrow morning. I hope to see everyone tomorrow night. So I do multi-stream. I am on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube, so you can find me in whichever platform you prefer. And then from there, you can probably find my TikTok, where I am supposed to be posting every day. I am not, but I'm supposed to be, and so I will do a bigger effort to do that. If you want to help out, feel free to clip any part of this, preferably one that makes me look good, so that other people stop by the stream. And I will be happy to post that on TikTok. But with that, I'll leave you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good night. And I will see you soon. Good night. Goodbye.